How do I, 35F, forgive my husband, 45M, for something horrible he said to me during an argument? Husband and I have been together almost 10 years, married for 4. My husband and I were arguing, and he told me that my stepdad unalived himself because of me. I lost my stepdad to him unaliving himself 7 years ago, and it was absolutely the most painful and traumatic thing I've ever been through. My husband knows how open that wound still is for me. What my husband said to me was the most hurtful thing anyone has ever said to me in my entire life, and I have no idea how to most past it. I realize that during arguments, people say things they don't mean. But this is beyond. Please tell me how you've gotten past horrible things said during arguments. Edit. Many people have asked what preluded this comment. We were having an argument. I commented to one poster to explain, but it's buried deep in the comments for everyone else who is wondering. Copy-pasting it here for added context for those curious. So here's a nutshell of what we were fighting about. He was acting weird and quiet all day, and I was pressuring him into telling me to what was bothering him, which I know he hates, but I can't help it. When he's off, I feel it strongly, and it gives me mad anxiety. Edit. I am owning that this is not the best way to go about things. I need to know when to back off. So I finally got him to tell me what was bothering him. He was upset because he feels I've been making Christmas plans with my family without consulting him. Also because I made a Christmas list on Amazon, and my dad bought our daughter the thing she wanted most off the list, not on purpose. My husband feels angry and frustrated and said he feels like a stranger in his own house because of these things. He told me all I care is that my extended family is happy, and I couldn't give 2 shits about him. I told him that was absurd. I do everything I can to be a supportive wife, and why is it a problem that I made a Christmas list for our daughter? We all have access to the list. I sent it to him and my family, and everyone had the same access to buy anything off the list. I told him that he shouldn't feel that way, and it's just about our daughter being happy. He happy for her that she has so much love around her, and that's the most important thing. He got very upset and said that I have a way of making him feel like the least important person in my life, and told me I see my family too much, and he feels that he's not the most important man in our daughter's life, that my dad is. Another tidbit of info to add here. He works away from home and is gone 3 weeks at a time. 3 weeks away at work, 10 days at home. Yes, I see my dad about once a week when my husband is away for work. I see my mom once every 2nd week. He says it's too much and it's an invasion of his privacy. How much I see my family when he is away at work for 3 weeks at a time is an invasion of his privacy. He says he is just left to fend for himself now for Christmas ideas for our daughter. The Amazon list I made has about 40 things to pick from. My dad bought 4 things off the list. He says now he's just on his own as usual, and I don't care. And I'm just happy that my parents are happy and don't give a shit about him or how he feels. That absolutely could not be further from the truth. I am loyal, loving, understanding, and patient with him. We've been through a very trying year this year in our marriage. I don't know how else I can show him that I'm a good wife. He just seems so angry and to hate me. He said I'm starting to see why name of my stepdad did what he did. You probably made him feel like shit too, and once you started mending your relationship with your real dad, you dropped him like he was nothing to you was nothing to you. Not true. My stepdad and I were close as anything right up until he died. He was one of my best friends and my lifelong father figure. So he probably did it 'cause you drove him to it, and now how badly you're treating me is making me want to do the same thing. So not only did he pour acid into the most painful wound I have, he also threatened to end himself, which is deeply triggering for me, considering what I've been through. I told him we need to go to therapy. He says therapy is a crock of shit, and that all that would happen is the therapist would coddle me and blame everything on him, and it's a cash grab, and that he won't do it. Update after all that happened, he went back to work. Never ended up giving me a sincere apology. I still FaceTimed him every night so he could speak to our daughter. I kept hoping he'd try mend what happened, especially knowing that Christmas is approaching. He went back to work for 2 weeks this time, instead of the usual 3 because he was coming home for the holidays. I went to pick him up from the airport 2 days ago. Things felt off and tense. I'm still upset and hurt over what happened last time he was home a few weeks ago. Previous post. Yesterday, his phone was on the couch and he was upstairs. I had a bad feeling, and my intuition told me to check his phone. I know it's wrong to do that, but I did it, and I'm glad I did, as there was something to find. My intuition was correct. I saw under the recently installed tabs that Snapchat had been recently installed. I opened it. There was 20 ongoing chats, snaps with women. I was scrolling and it looks like it was only going back as far as the last week, but I don't know for sure because he came in the room and caught me on his phone. He grabbed my wrist so hard to get the phone away from me that my wrist is now bruised from where he grabbed me. I asked him who are all these women. He said, "What does it matter? You're mentally checked out. You don't care." I told him, "You're caught, so please at least do me the decency of telling me the truth. Who are all these women?" He just sat stone-faced and wouldn't tell me anything. I started bawling my eyes out. He just sat there saying nothing. I asked him why. Why do I deserve this? He told me that I should be happy, because now I have an out. He's sick of being used by me. I just expect him to pay bills and don't appreciate him. I don't have sex with him and constantly turn him down for sex. I've turned him down twice in the last couple months. Once because I was exhausted and once because we had been fighting and I felt too emotionally hurt to have sex, and that I make him feel unloved and unappreciated, so he had to get attention elsewhere, and what did I expect would happen? He told me he will always take care of his daughter financially, but there's the door, go fuck yourself to me. I have always told him that cheating is a hard boundary and there would be no coming back from it if I ever found out he cheated. He's cheated on many past girlfriends. In the past, I told him I'm not the stay together for the kids type, so just bear that in mind, and he did it anyway. I asked him if he physically cheated on me too, and he said no. I said, swear on our daughter's life, and he did, but I don't believe him. And even if he hasn't, it's just a matter of time. He's obviously looking to propositioning 20 women on Snapchat. I am so heartbroken. I've been crying non-stop since yesterday. He isn't even batting an eye. Our family is finished, and he doesn't care in the slightest. He tells me I did this, and that I brought this upon myself, that now I can go find some new guy to use. My heart hurts so badly. Our daughter loves him so much. I loved him so much. I don't think he ever really loved me. All I wanted was us to be a family. I feel like I will never recover from this.